So we are here at the thrift store. I have to go grocery shopping and it's somewhat close to where this thrift store is, so I figured I would stop here first. I really don't buy from thrift stores to resell, mostly because the odds of me finding, a postcard collection on the shelves here is slim to none. If there would be one, it would be in their glass case and marked at a ridiculous price. But a lot of times I do come to the thrift stores so that I can look at the clothing. I work a corporate job, so I buy clothes at the thrift stores because it's cheaper. I'd rather pay a couple dollars for a nice top versus, $30 in the store, which I think is ridiculous. So I will come to thrift stores to buy clothes for myself. I also like vintage clothes, so in the event that I do find something vintage, I normally will keep that for myself unless I can get a pretty decent amount of money online. This thrift shop is somewhat local. It's local to my high school's rivalry school, so I do find a lot of neat local t-shirts. This area is very big into high school football, and we have a big rivalry game every Thanksgiving, so there's a lot of shirts with the two high school football teams on them. So if I find them, I pick them up and I keep them because I like them. I do check the racks here that have all the knickknacks, the glassware, and then they have a toy section that I check as well. Probably the best find that I purchased at this thrift store was a bag of vintage Care Bear figures. I think there were maybe 12 to 15 figures in the bag. The bag was $8, and I made a pretty good profit on all the figures. So we'll get in there, we'll see what they have. I'll look at the racks, the toys, the clothing, and maybe we'll find something cool. Let's go. So here we have all the toys. Board games. Here they bundle their stuffed animals. A lot of people actually purchase stuffed animals at flea markets for their dogs and use them as toys.
Sorry, I got focus. All right, where'd you put that mic?
Gloves.
I guess.
Yep.
Some crazy poodle dog toy. Here's a pound puppy. This looks like a newer one, or maybe an older one. 1985. He's lost a little bit of his stuffing. He's pretty big. I still have all my pound puppies from when I was little. I grew up in the 80s. So this is my childhood. Oh, and Olaf is talking to us. Cabbage Patch Dolls. She's from Casper, Little Critter. I loved Little Critter. I still have all my books too. I don't know who you are. There's Olaf again. See what else is down here. You never know what you can find. Hidden Mickey dolls do well. These were pre-Duffy dolls. Now Duffy's the big thing. So Hidden Mickey dolls were prior to Duffy, and they bring in a decent amount of money. And then who knows, maybe you'd find like a Stife. Not today though. There is something. Oh, I see a ceramic Christmas tree. Let's go fast. So here we have a tree, and this actually comes, it's $24. This is one that comes in the sections. Does it have the lights? It does.
I don't know if you know it's busted on the one.
Oh, on the side? Yeah, it's 20. I have a couple, but you can always use more. But yeah.
It's adorable. I was looking at it, but it's also busted. So
Well, these come apart. It's different sections.
probably want for it.
I'm not sure where it was busted.
Wait.
This is nice. Ooh,
It's just that she has no arms.
I might have to get this. Because for $24, that's not bad at all, actually.
Look at what is this? $15, you're good.
And what's good is a lot of times people glue the lights on, and these aren't. This is a tough decision. Pillows. As you can see, they disinfect the pillows prior to selling them. Diapers, which honestly, some do very well online. Diapers, baby diapers too, especially if they're in the box, the original box, and they're from the 80s or the 70s. If you just look them up online, like vintage baby diapers, a lot of places out in Hollywood or people that are using, they need props for shows, they go on eBay to purchase. And if it's in the original box, that's even better. So there's not much.
That's right, orange is half price all week long. That's right, all the orange tags
There's one thing that I want to show you guys.
all day, every day, this week.
Once.
Oh, it's white tag?
Come back tomorrow morning, it'll be out.
This. So I found this. This is a Royal Hawaiian shirt. It's a vintage one. Made and styled in Hawaii. It has nice buttons. Looks to be a lady's. And the orange tags are 3 for $1 Wednesdays. So if I can find 2 other orange tag items, then I get the other 2 for free. But I'm gonna pick this up. Alright, so I wanted to show you this awesome vintage wheelchair. It is made by Sears. There is a label on the back. It's old. It has a great look to it. The tag says Sears approved wheelchair. This is not the kind that has the seat that pops out where you can go to the bathroom though. But they want $249. It's not worth that much. You know, at the flea market, if you had a really interested buyer, you could probably get $100. It's still a really neat piece though. It has a great look to it, but is it worth $249? No. Will they ever sell it for that price? Probably not. Flea market for $100, it would definitely sell. Here, not so much.
I'm not supposed to do nothing with that,
So to recap, I did buy that vintage Christmas tree when I was looking at it, a woman went around the other side of the rack and she's like, oh, there's a chip in it. I thought maybe she was just trying to be tricky so I would leave, because she said that she had thought about purchasing it but saw the chip. It looks like it's on the inner part of the branches, I guess you'd call them. And honestly, it looks like you could just put another little bulb in there and you wouldn't even notice. But it was the 3-piece kind. My mom actually has one that has 4 pieces. And I knew that if I would have left without purchasing it, I would have regretted it. You know, during Christmas time, those bring in a good amount of money. This isn't the musical version. There is a musical version of this tree. I've never seen one. My family, we've never had them. My grandmother had a tree. Her sisters all had a tree. But we've never had a musical one. But those bring in a ridiculous amount of money. A lot of people, they don't want to bother with the trees because of shipping them. But honestly, if you're going to be able to sell something that you purchased for $20 and sell it for $300 or $200, to wrap it up and, you know, bubble wrap, peanuts, all sorts of stuff, it's not that hard to do if you want to make a decent profit like that. I might just keep it for myself. We'll have to see. I do have a fondness for the ceramic vintage Christmas trees, so we'll have to see about that. I also bought a teal bowl. I think you may have seen me look at it. It says USA 7 on the bottom. Whether or not it's super old, I'm not sure. I do have some other pottery bowls at home. I use them a lot for decorating. I like the teal color. I think it looks nice, so that was $2.99. So I might do some research. There is a chip, so I'll either keep it or maybe I'll just take it to the flea market and resell it. But I don't know if the value for that is high. We'll see. And then I got the, sorry, the bag's so loud. The Royal Hawaiian shirt. Now it's $2.99. The tag had it, but orange was half off today. So I paid like $1.50 something. I did look online. They sell for a decent amount of money. This might be the bark cloth version. I have to compare it with others that are stated as bark cloth. It does have all the buttons, the original buttons. And it looks like it would be a lady size because it is rather small. So I'll have to look online and see if I can find any lady comparables. But you know, I could tell Hawaiian prints, they do well, especially the vintage Hawaiian, but you always want to kind of look up the tags if you're able to see where it's from and if it's worth anything. But for $1.50, you know, if it's not worth a lot, then I can wear it in the summer. I'm sure it'll look good with a nice tan. So I went to the thrift store not expecting to find that much, and I got a ceramic Christmas tree, a small bowl, and then the Hawaiian shirt, and I saw that cool wheelchair. That was in there the last time I was in this store, and it's still there, again, for $249. I'm not sure who's gonna purchase the wheelchair for that price, when I guess they could go to a flea market and try and find one if they wanted a vintage wheelchair. If they can't find one, they can always come here and spend the extra $150. But for $249, it'll be interesting to see how long that chair is actually there for. So it was a good night at the thrift store, some unexpected goodies, and now I'm off to the grocery store to do some grocery shopping and see what I can find and make for supper. So I hope you guys all have a great night, and I will see you next time.